Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is about to bring some new characters to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and now that we have a release date, it's a good time to take a look at what James Gunn has in store for us with his final movie in the trilogy. BD here, and I don't know if anyone is as excited for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 as I am. I mean, look at how geeked I was in 2014 just to see the poster for the first one. It's not a competition, but I might be more excited than you.
Bingo!
All right. Anyway, in another timeline, the third Guardians movie already released in theaters, but in this timeline, the one we are cursed with existing in, we get James Gunn's The Suicide Squad first, which is awesome, and then Guardians Volume 3 on May 23rd, 2023. So as we jump in, be sure to hit the subscribe button on the Comicbook.com YouTube channel so we can keep you updated and make more of the videos you want to see. And now, let's see what's happening in Guardians Volume 3.
Showtime, a-holes!
We know Guardians Volume 3 is James Gunn's last movie of this series. On Instagram, Gunn said this ends the story for him, that he started with the first movie, but also said he won't swear it's really the end for him because he's seen a lot of filmmakers say that and then come back for more. But for now, he plans on Volume 3 being his end for Guardians of the Galaxy. And we might be getting a lot of endings with this one. It looks like it might be the end of the road for Dave Bautista's Drax in the MCU as far as Dave Bautista is concerned. The wrestler turned actor said in an interview, "I mean, as far as my obligations, I've got Guardians 3, and that's probably going to be the end of Drax," end quote. Does that mean Drax dies? Calm down, I don't think so. He'll probably just be standing so still somewhere in the galaxy that when the MCU needs him again, he'll just move and make himself visible.
I've mastered the ability of standing so incredibly still.
I hope you understood that reference.
I do.
Bautista implied on Twitter that Drax could be recast, but Gunn hit him with the old quote tweet and cemented the fact there is no Drax without Bautista, and I agree. As far as the story goes, we know the Guardians are going to appear briefly in Thor: Love and Thunder. They were last seen together in Avengers Endgame's end scene. And then they're going to be on their way to complete their trilogy with all the usual suspects returning, including a reset version of Gamora who was yanked out of 2014 in Avengers Endgame and never experienced any of the events of Guardians 1 and 2 or Avengers Infinity War.
Your choices were him or a tree.
The big arcs seem to be destined for Gamora and Rocket Raccoon. We're definitely not getting the adult Groot from Guardians 1, and Star-Lord has had his story very thoroughly told, so the biggest arcs are in establishing this fresh version of Gamora and exploring Rocket's origins, which have been teased since we saw his cyborg body parts in the first movie, but we never really got to dive into that fully, so I expect that in Volume 3.
Ain't no thing like me except me.
So everyone's back. Now who are the new characters, right? Early rumors suggested that the High Evolutionary could become a factor. I'm honestly not sure where these rumors started, but they were really popular online. The High Evolutionary is a character who is largely responsible for Jessica Drew's evolution into Spider-Woman, a character we know has a movie on the way, at least with Sony. He also created Bova, a part of his New Men race, which is essentially animals in humanoid form. Bova raised the Maximoff twins and was referenced in a photo on a wall in WandaVision. Furthermore, the High Evolutionary, real name Herbert Edgar Wyndham, hid himself away in Wundagore Mountain, which might be where Wanda was in WandaVision's post-credits scene, before he launched himself into space in the comics, where he developed powers to evolve or devolve other creatures as he wishes. So this could lead to an encounter with the dormant Adam Warlock, who is expected to be in that cocoon from the end of Volume 2. So we might see a version of this character trying to create a perfect Earth without evil as he does in comics, or a man without evil who's as perfect as Adam Warlock, or something along those lines. High Evolutionary seems to fit. Some people think Luke Skywalker himself, Mark Hamill, might play this part because him and Gunn tweeted at each other once upon a time, and I think they had coffee together. But other than that, we don't have much reason to believe Hamill is in this part, or really the movie just yet. Well, that and Gunn casts all of his childhood icons in movies, which is awesome, so it would make sense for him to cast Mark Hamill. That'd be so cool. Now these are a long shot, but Silver Surfer and Galactus are characters who could finally get MCU teases in this movie, but fitting them into the story in any meaningful way seems like it would be a bit of a stretch, and definitely isn't something Gunn could have had planned from the first Guardians movie before Disney had access to characters like Norrin Radd, because Fox owned them at the time. It could also give us our first intro to my boy Richard Rider, who Gunn wrote into the first Guardian script, but ultimately cut Nova out before production, and then Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely wrote him into Avengers Infinity War and cut him out of that movie as well. Give us Nova in the MCU, please. Way back in April of 2020, the year we don't talk about, hard to believe this interview was over a year ago, but Michael Rosenbaum told Comicbook.com that he believes there's a bigger plan for his Martin X character and the other OG Guardians of the Galaxy characters from comics who appeared briefly in Volume 2, so they could very well play a part in this threequel as well.
Dope.
And finally, let's talk about when this movie is taking place. It's set after Thor: Love and Thunder and after the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, which hits Disney Plus in holiday of 2022, which Gunn is filming during Volume 3, along with footage for the Cosmic Rewind ride headed to Disney World. So this follows everything we saw in the Infinity Saga and could deal with the fallout of WandaVision, Spider-Man No Way Home, and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, depending on how wide open the MCU blows the multiverse. But I'm thinking it's going to be set in its own space, like the cosmos, like space, literally. And it's going to be fairly independent of those stories, except for Thor 4.
Move it or lose it, airbag.
What do you want to see in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? Drop your thoughts in the comment section or send them my way on Instagram at BrandonDavisPD, and head over to Comicbook.com/Marvel for more updates. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this video, you'll get more videos just like it if you want them. I'm BD, I'll see you there.